Hello and welcome back to Doctor Who, the Eternity Clock. 5145. Now, something you might not realise is that in a particular story called The Talons of Wen Chian, there was a villain there who was from the 51st century. And I bring this up because the idea of people being from the 51st century was brought up fairly frequently in New Doctor Who, particularly by Stephen Moffat, and it all goes back to that story. Anyway, new play is River Song, and River Song's kind of it's kind of hard to talk about her because I find her annoying, and I didn't at first. Well, I mean, pages of her diary. That's the version of her collectible. And like the Doctor Who's hats, there are 40 of them to collect. Yay, stealth sections. Of sexualised characters. Yeah, speaking of River Song, I liked her in Silence in the Library / Forest of the Dead, when she plays the 10th Doctor, and essentially told him how much of a prick he was. Because even if you really love the 10th Doctor, you can't deny being an egotist was part of his character. And, River came along and she gave him a stern good talking to. But enough about that. My point is, she was intriguing, interesting the first time she showed up. Now she's frankly a bit of a Mary Sue. I mean, she can even pilot the TARDIS, and even pilot the TARDIS better than the Doctor, apparently. She's also very flirtatious and strong and sassy, which aren't inherently bad things. It's just that Stephen Moffat writes the same female character over and over again. Oh my. But something I will say, she played very well by Alex Kingston. And particularly in this game, she is looking fine. The body the artists have gave her it's clearly 20 years below her actual body. But saying that, Alex Kingston is a very attractive woman. She's a, very lovely older looking woman. Don't have nightmares. Anyway, the graphics of this game, it's made by the Unreal Engine. And I actually know how to use that engine to create some basic levels. I've actually tried that. Not to much success. Oh, you gotta love it. And yeah, it looks very, I would say it looks very decent. The lighting is good. The way the light bounces off the gravelly ground is also really well done as well. Anyway, in this level we have to kiss some guards. And kissing guys isn't, despite what you might have heard, is something I don't have too much experience with. I want to take a sip of my pop here. That's good pop. I've been drinking a bit of lager, and the problem with alcohol is it may feel really dry. Now there is an achievement for this level, if you can do it without being caught, which I have done. And actually, Doctor Who: The Eternity Clock is one of the few games where I've managed to get all the achievements. But anyway, essentially how you do it is you just be careful with it. You don't be foolish like I just was. Anyway, playing as River is fun. We don't see it here, but she works pretty much like the Doctor, except she gets a gun instead of a sonic screwdriver. There we go, all the diary pages. And I have yet to read those, because you can. Well, I was saying that they're actually really hard to read because you can't zoom in on the pages. So I'll probably find myself squinting at the screen, desperately trying to read what they say. Yeah, the stealth section. Well, to be fair, out of all the stealth sections throughout this game, they're not really that heavy. In fact, the stealth you get here is probably the most dramatic it will ever become. gotta be careful. Gotta wait. Well, mate, it is called Stormcade for a reason. Now, the fortunate thing about this game is that after you completed it, or even before then, you can go back and play it at various points. Lovely. So, if there's an achievement for completing a certain level with a certain requirement, you can do that. Speaking of River, I actually don't want to see with the 12th Doctor because I think this story was wrapped up with the 11th. Well, actually, I do. And coming up, this stealth section here is probably one of the more awkward parts of the game. I mean, on the surface it seems so easy. You just run through and dodge the lights. But I found myself trying to do this so many times, and having it backfire on my ass. Just a bit forward, just a bit forward. Yeah, and of course, as you can see, the lights move at different rates. The sneaky Summersaws do actually try and catch you out. Oh, go River. AKA Melody. Yeah, this was meant to be part of a trilogy. And I suppose it is a shame that it wasn't, followed through with. I mean, really, this game, as much as I do like it as a fan, if you're not a fan, you won't get much out of it, I don't think. If you're not a fan, it'll just come across as a generic 2D puzzle platformer. Not some great game. And kissing, I don't worry, people. The kissing will stop after the second part. Now we're introduced to a different kind of puzzle here. I don't want it to go the puzzle block storage thing. Now, there is an achievement for completing this puzzle in under a minute, or this type of puzzle. My advice to you is set the game on easy difficulty if you want to get that particular achievement. Oh, because it still counts. Oh yes, it still counts. Now, as you can see, what I'm doing here is sort of matching up the symbols to create a path between these 2 points here. I won't say it's too difficult. You just got to be careful about it. And you can see my approach is to put one in front of one and one in front of the other, and sort of hope they sort of meet in the middle. The thing you might notice is that there's a triple formation of 3 circles, and I would say you want to save that for last, at least. Oh, this is embarrassing. It's so awkward when you want to record something and you want to do it right, to be fancy and show off, but you just, when you actually want to try and do it, it doesn't really work. Oh no, boy. Oh no. Well, I have to agree, this gameplay style, it does suit the Doctor. Sort of using this puzzle aspect to hack technology. It's quite a doctory way to save the universe. The music's really good in this game. It just used the I Am the Doctor theme quite a lot, which I remember was fairly overused in the series, especially during the 11th Doctor's era. But nevertheless, it's really good. It does make use of other types of tracks, and again, Murray Gold is a pretty good composer, so I won't hold that against him. A pretty good composer. I would say that I think a lot of thing with Doctor Who now is that we're used to hearing his particular style. You know, to the point where, you know, you can change doctors, you can change companions, you can change showrunners, but if they ever got rid of Murray Gold, I can imagine the fanbase having a huge backlash against him. Not against him, against that decision. Oh, past me. Will you just complete this puzzle already? I'm probably overthinking it, really. I wonder, dear viewers. Oh, there we go. And I'll have to stop now. To this point, you just run to the right. And make sure you pick up the last diary page in this level. But I'll have to stop now, lest I make you giddy.